Blue Crush night tonight here at the Cougar Cage as the COC men's basketball program takes on the Antelope Valley Marauders. Here in the second half of a men's and women's basketball doubleheader on the Cougar Sports Network. I'm Matt Robinson, glad to have you along with us as always here on the Cougar Sports Network. Well, COC kind of struggling a little bit as of late. 12-12 on the regular season are the Cougars, just 3-7 in conference play, 8-4 overall here at home. Lost four of their last six. Had wins over LA Valley and Bakersfield before a loss against Citrus on the road the other night. Trying to just finish out the year really here on a high note as they look to try and take a game from an Antelope Valley team who's struggled so far this year as well at 10-14. Just 4-6 in conference play themselves, but they're on a two-game winning streak. Beat LA Valley and Santa Monica 78-65 and 85-81. So both teams kind of just working on getting to the end of the year. Neither team does anything spectacular this year. The Marauders do attempt 64 field goals per game. That's 19th best in the state, but their scoring average, 72.4, is 62nd in the state. The Cougars score a little bit better at 78.2%, which is about 30th in the state, but everything else right about the middle. The one thing the Cougars do very well, they do get to the line. 23.8 foul shots per game, which is 7th most in the state, and they do make 16.5 of them, which is 10th best in the state of California. So matchup kind of stacks out like that. The Marauders do defend the three-point field goal pretty well as well. Opponents just shooting 29% against them so far this year. For each side, it kind of weighs on a few players. For Antelope Valley, Jonathan Daniels, 28 minutes a game, averages 15 points, 2 rebounds, 3.5 assists. Him and Evan Scott Alexander, who averages 14 points, 3 rebounds, and 3 assists in 21 minutes, are really the two guys that lead the way. Jerron Franklin's pretty solid numbers as well this year, averaging 11 points in 21 minutes. Joshua Asif as well, 11 points in 20 minutes. So you can kind of go 4 deep for Antelope Valley, and actually we could say 5 deep. Dakari Lewis, now that I keep looking down the roster, averaging 14.8, 6 rebounds, and just shy of an assist and a half per game. So really kind of depends on the 4 or 5 of them, how much they can get things going. Daniels and Lewis, really the two that kind of run the ship for Antelope Valley. For COC, really kind of this year has come down to Jonah Alfara. 12 points, 9 rebounds per game in just under 30 minutes. 6th best in the state in field goal percentage at 66%, and all of his work comes down low. 9 double-doubles on the year. Him and Andrew Henderson, who's actually the Cougars' leading scorer at 17.5 points per game, but only has 3 double-doubles this year, has kind of struggled on the offensive board side and only shoots 32% from 3, which is a low number for him. Those two are really the ones that kind of get things going. Dylan Barrientos has slowed down just a touch lately. He still averages over 14 points a game, but has kind of been on and off, hit and miss as of late. If those 3 can get going, the Cougars definitely have a good chance. As the head coach for COC, Howard Fisher, in his 22nd year as the Cougars head coach, over 300 wins in his career. As the bench boss for COC, for Antelope Valley, the head coach is Jonathan Taylor in his 12th year. Coached the men's and the women's team in 11 and 12, and he actually has taken both programs to 4 state finals tournaments, so plenty of run from him as well. As we get ready for this matchup between these two teams. Waiting on the starting 5 for both sides. As the Marauders will have Dakari Lewis, Lucas Bagsick, Jonathan Daniels, Gerard Franklin, and Malachi Jones as the starters for Antelope Valley. On the other side for COC, Jacob Gonzalez getting the start along with Quincy Arms, Andrew Henderson, Dylan Barrientos, and Jonah Alfara up front for COC. So usually the Cougars kind of go with Griffin, Henderson, Barrientos, Arms, and Alfara, but today substituting Griffin for Gonzalez to run the point. starting 5 getting ready to get out on the floor. Both sides in dark uniforms today. The Cougars, as we said, Blue Crush Day, so fans in attendance getting blue shirts. So wearing their usually road blues. Antelope Valley in their maroons with gray striping down the side. Cougars with some gold and white trim around the lower part of the legs as Lewis wins the opening tip against Jonah Alfara, and the Marauders will start with a basketball. Here's Lucas Bagsick to work the ball into the front court for the Marauders as they go to work on the offensive side. They'll get it inside to Dakari Lewis, who works against Jonah Alfara. Missed, got his own rebound, still working, and is fouled on the shot and will get himself to the line right away. So Lewis, good work down low to start. That's going to be an interesting matchup down low as Dakari Lewis, very athletic. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, played for the football program as well this year. I'm going to look that up right now. So he'll go to the line to shoot a pair of foul shots. First of 2 is good, where Lewis shoots 47% from the line this season. And the Marauders with a 2-0 lead here early on. Jacob Gonzalez for COC will bring the basketball up the floor. Cougars will get it into the front court. Alfara guarded out by the 3-point line. Will get it to Barrientos. Wanted to dribble in. Instead, backs it off as Jonathan Daniels right on top of it. Barrientos will set it over to Gonzalez. Gonzalez trying to get it inside to Henderson, who's trying to work away from Malachi Jones, could not. Instead, they get it to Alfara. He kicks back Barrientos, fakes a 3. Now steps into a 3 before the shot clock and knocks it down. So good start for Dylan Barrientos and COC. It's the Cougars with a 3-2 lead. Again, Lewis inside, pitches it back outside. There's Jonathan Daniels. 7 to shoot for Daniels, trying to work off the screen. Henderson right with him. Kicks it onto the wing for a 3 that's short off the hands of Franklin. Antelope Valley will be able to get the rebound. Here's Malachi Jones, backed it off. The Marauders go back to work. They get it inside. Lewis, all 4 points so far. Easy bucket for him. 4-3 the score for Antelope Valley. Here's Henderson, step back jumper from 16, no good. Inside rebound from Quincy Arms, and the Cougars get a reset. Barrientos with the ball for COC. Got it over to Alfara. He wants to spin into the lane, gets himself up into the air and is fouled. He'll get to the line. It's going to go against Jerron Franklin. Alfara misses the first of 2. Alfara this year struggled from the line. Jonah just a 42 or 47% foul shooter himself. Misses on the second. Lewis skies and wipes it away on the glass. And Antelope Valley back to work with the basketball. Jones will set it up top. Daniel steps into a 3 that's long. Easy board for Alfara. Outlets to Henderson, who runs it ahead. Henderson with Malachi Jones guarding him. Works to his right now, backs things off. Bounce pass to Gonzalez. Stops and pops a little 8-footer that falls home. Jacob Gonzalez, who doesn't often find the bucket, finds one there. And the Cougars back out in front by 1. Gonzalez this year, when you look at the numbers for him, Averages just 2 points a game, so hit his number. Season high was 7. Little runner in the lane off glass is good for Lucas Bagsick, and we trade leads once again. Already the 4th lead change here early on. This is a 1-point game. Gonzalez got it. Little falling jumper to his left. Gonzalez with 4 here early on. The Cougars back out in front by 1. 5th lead change already, and we're not even 4 minutes into this first quarter, or first half, I should say. Sorry, get into the quarters because that's what the women's game plays and can't get it out of my brain. So here goes Antelope Valley. That one, foul going to be called. It was swatted out of play by COC, but it's a foul on the Cougars. Goes against Quincy Arms. It's on the floor. Kari Lewis coming off. Antelope Valley going to bring in Jaquay Franklin here. Try and work on the inside. Franklin, a big 6'7" sophomore center out of Los Angeles. Here's Bagsick, the point guard out of Granada Hills. Controlling things with 10 on the shot clock. Guarded out high by Barrientos, who backs off. Almost daring Bagsick to put up a shot. Instead, he tried to throw it into the corner. It went off the hands of Gerard Franklin and out of play. Might have been partially tipped by Quincy Arms. So the Cougars force a turnover, and with a 7-6 lead, will have the basketball here. Gonzalez, the ball handler for COC. Working as the point guard today. Dual point guards on the floor with Barrientos out there as well. Kind of forces Barrientos into a shooting guard position today. So here's Elfara at the foul line with the ball. Guarded by Franklin. Puts up a foul line jumper that misses everything but the backboard, and it's pulled down by Antelope Valley, and they'll work back the other way with Lucas Bagsick. Drops the ball for Jonathan Daniels. Tries to slash into the lane. Stopped at the foul line. Backed off Gonzalez. Hit a jumper that's good. Already the 6th lead change at 8-7. Cougars quickly back up the floor, but don't do much with it. As here's Barrientos working off the Elfara screen. Wanted to dump it off to him instead. Got it to Gonzalez. Now to Henderson. Henderson, little jab step, drove, lost the ball. Turnover on COC. Bagsick quickly back the other way in a 2-on-1. Got it inside. A foul going to be called against Quincy Arms. It's 2 quick fouls on Quincy Arms as Gerard Franklin was fouled, and Franklin will go to the line. So it's 2 quick ones on Arms. It's going to send him to the bench right away. You're going to see Dylan Griffin get up off the floor. You're going to see Justice Harper as well. It's Franklin, a 54% foul shooter at the line. First of 2 for Franklin is good. Largest lead for Antelope Valley at 2, although still relatively early here. Marauders get Bagsick off the floor along with Malachi Jones. Let's see who came out to replace. Looked like it might have been Asif as one of them, and Trey Hawkins as the other. 10-7, 3-point Antelope Valley lead. And Franklin, after making a pair of free throws, comes off. They get Josh Montano back into the game for the first time. Gonzalez runs right around the ABC defense and lays one home. So Gonzalez having a solid start to the night with 6 points. It's 3 for 3 from the floor here early on. The Cougars back within 1 at 10-9. Daniels threw it inside. It hit Franklin right in the chest. Cougars get a takeaway. Here's Griffin. Wanted to drive. Instead, will dump it off inside. Elfara's fouled by Jaquay Franklin, who took a hard shot right to the chest, was caught off guard. The foul, or the pass from Jonathan Daniels had a ton of pace on it. It's actually going to get Kari Lewis back on the floor. He'll come in to guard Jonah Elfara here. Here's Barrientos. They'll dribble back and go to work. Between the circles, guarded by Montano. We'll send it over to Elfara. Antelope Valley daring him to shoot a 3. With 10 to shoot, he'll put it on the floor, try to work for his own bucket. Had it stripped right away from him by Dakari Lewis, who will run back the other way on a 2-on-1. Make it a 3-on-2, and a foul called on a layup by Kaylin Smith. Coming back, I believe, with Jonathan Gonzalez getting called for the foul. I thought they were going to give it to Justice Harper, but instead they gave it to Jonathan Gonzalez. Antelope Valley to the line for already their fourth trip to their third trip today, I should say. First of two was no good from Smith. Second was too strong. Smith this year a 58% foul shooter. Antelope Valley this year is a unit, shooting 66% from the foul line, which is bottom third of the state. Griffin foul line jumper too strong. Rebound Alfara. Looks for the outlet to Harper in the corner. Now back inside Alfara, trying to back down Lewis. Muscling his way in, dumps it off to Harper, who's going to be called for a double dribble. Alfara checking out. Henderson actually stayed out. They bring in Isaiah Ortega as the Cougars go small here. Montana with the basketball. We'll swing it over to Lewis. Beyond the three-point line, he'll get it to Daniels, working off the screen and roll. Got it inside Lewis, and then he just shoulders down Henderson and puts it in. He and Henderson with some words for one another running back up the floor. 12-9 in favor of Antelope Valley. Lead back to 3. Here's Barrientos. As Henderson counted in the foul. Big shot from Andrew Henderson, and then he had some words back. Chance to try and get it back to even. Henderson this year been the best foul shooter for COC at the line, 84%. He and Quincy Arms are the two best foul shooters on the roster this year. And Arms is having a down year at 77%. Mason Savory actually 80% from the line, so I should say the 3 best foul shooters. But Savory's been out of the lineup for the last few weeks. Kind of been in and out here, nursing a little bit of something. As Henderson makes them both, so we're even at 12 all. Marauders inside. Lewis blocked from behind by Henderson, trying to slam it home. It'll stay with AVC. Lewis last time out didn't play against COC. Cougars in that matchup came away with a 76-70 win as they get a takeaway. Barrientos for the lead for COC is good. 14-12 Cougars. Already the 7th lead change of the ball game. As we run back and forward. There's Montana with a basketball for AVC. We'll send it far side. Malachi Jones trying to penetrate. Dumped it off inside to Lewis, who's loose. Trying to muscle his way down. Going to draw the foul on Justice Harper, who went up on top of his back. Just good patience from Dakari Lewis that time down low. First foul on Harper. Lewis back to the line. Another trip for him. Second trip to the line for him today. Made his first 2 foul shots. Marauders trail by a pair. It's like Evan Scott Alexander over there getting his ankle taped. Maybe he's nursing something a little bit. Is that one good? Second is good. We're even at 14 all. Cougars were on a little 5-0 run. That taken away. Here's Ortega. Little stop motion delay. Didn't get it to go. Harper tipped his own rebound and got it to, or tipped it back to himself and got it to go. So Harper, his first bucket of the day. The Cougars finding it from everybody but their usual suspects outside of Elfara did a great steal that time from Henderson. I should say Henderson and Barrientos with 8 points combined. Good pass from Henderson. Harper fouled by Lewis, will get himself to the line. But that's what you gotta get if you're COC. It's kind of been something they've been lacking this year. They've really relied upon Andrew Henderson, Jonah Elfara, Dylan Barrientos to carry the load. They've gotten nice games out of guys like Justice Harper, Quincy Arms at times. Dylan Griffin has shown up for a few here and there, but it's just a consistency thing. As Harper to the line for a pair of foul shots to extend the Cougar lead. Missed the first badly. Harper this year just a 47% foul shooter. Barrientos off, Elfara back in. Bagsick back on the floor for Antelope Valley as Lewis comes off. Harper misses both and then's frustrated with himself. So the Marauders go back to work trailing by 2, just about halfway through this first half. For AVC, Bagsick, Montano, Hawkins, Jones, and Ponders. That one out off of Antelope Valley. It'll be COC basketball. The Cougars, Griffin, Henderson, Ortega, Elfara, and Harper on the floor. Daniels checking back in to take over for Lucas Bagsick. The Cougars go back to work with the basketball as Isaiah Ortega will run the point right now. So get it to Griffin, we'll get it to Harper in the corner. Harper, a little jab step, instead he'll get it to Henderson. Wanted a 3, instead will stop out. Guarded tightly by Malachi Jones here. Working through the middle of the floor, trying to just penetrate his way in. Little fall away jumper from the baseline is good. Henderson now with 5. Cougar lead is 4. It's a 4-0 run once again for COC. There's Montana with a basketball. We'll send it over to Daniels. They'll work it around the perimeter. Henderson, good closeout to get a block on Hawkins. Montana will now put up a 3 on a late closeout from Ortega, too strong. 3 Cougars go up for the rebound and they come away with it after a good save from Harper. Corner on the near side, Henderson in transition, a 3, no. Harper pulls down the rebound, tried to put it back, didn't get it to go. Little awkward on the shot, was calling for a foul. Not gonna get the call as we go back to work. Montana, wing 3 in transition, short. Henderson skies and wipes the glass clean easily as the Cougars go back to work and slow things down. Here's Henderson. Drops Harper. Harper gonna put it on the floor. Stops, corner, 3 for Griffin on the pass outside. Missed off the heel of the rim. The Cougars able to get the rebound. Harper again, another awkward shot. Elfara though able to pull it down. Looking for an outlet, will throw it out high to Griffin. Good pass over to Ortega, right-handed 3, too much on it. Long rebound easily picked up by Hawkins. Transition here for Antelope Valley. Montano will stop it up and slow down. Here's Daniels driving. Little runner in the lane is good. Nice little teardrop runner that time from Daniels. Timeout on the floor called by John Taylor. We'll take a break as well on a 30-second timeout, 18-16. COC out.
At Jersey Mike's, we think no sub should be measured in inches long or seconds till served. A sub should be measured in moments. Time with friends. Lunch breaks unbroken. Every sub is a chance to be great. Every sub should ask the question, am I a sub or am I a sub above? Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
18-16 Canyons out in front. The Cougars in their blue uniforms moving to our left with the basketball. Harper with the ball. Finds Ortega down low at the block to Henderson, who will back it off. Kicks it back inside to Harper at the block, and he's fouled before he could lift the ball off the floor, and Jonathan Daniels going to be called for the foul. Ortega off, Griffin off. Barrientos and Gonzalez back in. Gonzalez leading the way for COC with 6. Dakari Lewis leading the way for Antelope Valley with 8. Alfara's been quiet, no points so far. 0 for 1 from the floor. Here's Gonzalez at the elbow, got it to Alfara, guarded by Lewis. Got him on the fake and put it home. Good move by Alfara that time. Little fake on Lewis, got him to stop for just a half a second, and that gave Alfara enough room as the Cougars back out in front by 4. 8:45 to go here in the first half. Daniels blocked by Gonzalez. Daniels asking for a foul, I think, and the official says no. Looks like a pleasant conversation. There's a smile all around, and we go back to work as Daniels will bring it in play. Hawkins will send it up high. Bagsick will go to work on the offensive side. Drops for Daniels. Daniels isolating against Gonzalez here. Now Lewis comes up to help the screen and roll. Daniels keeps it. Little jumper from the foul line was short, got his own rebound. Almost ran into Lewis, missed on the putback, and Alfara rips it down. Henderson back the other way in transition for COC. Goes up, tried for the reverse layup, didn't touch anything. Harper able to tip it back to Henderson, and will send it out high to Barrientos. Little stutter step on a fake. Corner, Gonzalez thought about it. Now will stop and put up a little runner that doesn't fall. Lewis inside position, wipes it away. Bagsick back up the floor, will drop it for Hawkins. Hawkins almost falls down. Barrientos, lucky he didn't get called for a foul as Hawkins got it into the corner. A 3 for Bagsick misses. Now Daniels off the offensive rebound. A 3 is good, and it's a 1-point game, 20-19, COC out in front. Daniels with the bucket now with 7. Barrientos. Harper wanted a 3, instead opts for a foul line jumper that's altered by Hawkins. Another poor shot selection that time from COC. Alfara gets a steal, took it away from the guard. Daniels wants to run it back the other way. Lewis comes back and the chase down block. Marauders in transition. Daniels dribbled himself into a tough position. He's fouled, coming back by Gonzalez. Gonna be the second foul on Gonzalez. And it was a foul that he didn't really need to take as Daniels almost traveled by himself, but then Gonzalez runs him over. Savory getting ready to check in for COC. That'd be Paul Harris on the floor as well for Antelope Valley. Kaiz Manego going to come in for COC. As the first for Daniels is good, we're even at 20 all. Scratch at Ryan Fraser coming in. And you got Jaquay Lewis back, or Jaquay Franklin, pardon me, back in the game. Daniels perfect, 2 for 2 from the line. 21-20, Antelope Valley in the lead. Daniels pretty good from the foul line this year, 87%, so not surprised to see him knock down both. Marauders 21-20. Henderson, follow-away jumper again after the ball was nearly stripped, no good. Franklin pulls down the board, outlets to Daniels, runs right into the paint in transition, no, but Franklin the offensive board, but his putback doesn't fall, and Henderson comes away with it. Nearly threw it away as Bagsick read the play, but Barrientos able to save it. Cougars got Mason Savory in the game as well. Here's Barrientos trying to slash into the paint, instead we'll turn it back outside. Got it to Savory. Savory will drop from Manego, now to Henderson. Back to Manego, who works on the wing on the far side. Wanted to go inside to Savory. Did not. The Cougars, though, get lucky, though, as Franklin stepped on the end line on a ball that was just going out of bounds. All Franklin had to do was watch it bounce out of play. The Cougars will get the ball back with 5 to shoot here. Actually got John Taylor to put his hands on his head. Barrientos needs to get it in play, does. Savory with 5, back to Barrientos. He'll put up a 20-footer that doesn't go. Manego poked it out of play as he and Franklin ran into one another. It'll be Antelope Valley ball. Marauders 21, Cougars 20. 6:05 to go here in the first period. Daniels with the basketball for AVC. Leading all scorers on the floor with 9. Marauders with too high out for a screen for Daniels. He'll stop up for an elbow jumper that's no good. Savory over the top of Alfara, had the rebound knocked out of his hand, but Henderson cleans it up and drops it for the point guard Barrientos, who will walk it up the floor. It's across the timeline with a second to spare. Works to his right off the screen from Alfara. Tries a little floater that doesn't fall. Franklin tipped the rebound over to Jones. Jones in transition, trying to catch the Cougars sleeping. Missed on a runner into the paint. Back the other way comes COC. Henderson will slow it up. Cougars in a half-court offense now. Barrientos. Henderson on the wing now. The far side working against Jones. Follow-away jumper again. Good. Nice little jumper from 16 from Henderson. Cougars back in front 22-21. Make it the 9th lead change of the ball game. It's been back and forward here so far in the first half. Malachi Jones with the ball, got it over to Daniels. Inside Franklin, backs down Alfara, missed. Jones had the rebound, got it knocked out of his hands. We'll get substitutions. Dakari Lewis back on the floor, Josh Montano back on the floor. Franklin coming off, Daniels coming off for the Cougars. Justice Harper back into the game, trying to pick out who came in. Took off Mason Savory. Montano with the basketball. Side Lewis working against Alfara, doubled there. Late whistle for a foul from the back official. It was a go against Justice Harper. Yes, it does. His second. I wasn't sure if it was a 42 or a 44. From up here, they look the same. And Lewis back to the line once again. Third trip to the line today is 4 for 4. That time he missed short. That was well short. Dylan Griffin back in, Justice Harper off with 2 fouls. Malachi Jones off the floor. Gerard Franklin back in. Scratch that, Paul Harris in the game. Thought I saw 13, but instead it was 21. Shows how bad my eyes are at times. Here's Lewis for the second. Second of 2 falls home. We're even at 22. Barrientos off the weave, dumped it to Griffin, who dribbles out of some trouble. Guarded by Montano. Slashing is Barrientos on the pass, but dribbles it back out beyond the perimeter. Now works against Bagsick. Got him to leave for a second, but had to dish it off. Menego able to slip his man. Lewis going to be called for a goaltend. Counted for Menego. Lewis went well up after Menego slipped Fraser. So Menego will get credit for the bucket. Cougars back up in front by a pair here. Montano with the basketball. Dribbling around a couple of defenders. Good layup. His first bucket of the day. Got around his man Dylan Griffin. Cougars in transition. Dump it to Henderson. Count it! And the foul for Andrew Henderson as Paul Harris late coming across trying to defend. And Henderson will go to the line to try and complete the old-fashioned three-point play. And Howard Fisher going to call a 30-second timeout here. 3:39 to go in the first half. It'll give us a chance to remind you to save the date, March 29th. It's 4:30 p.m. at the Santa Clarita Performing Arts Center here on the campus of College of the Canyons. The 2023 Athletic Hall of Fame ceremony. We'll see the class of 2023 inducted. Snap a screenshot of that QR code there to get more information. I'll take you to the website and it'll tell you where you can watch, how to get tickets, and join us for what should be a fun celebration as we honor the class of 2023. Don't forget, if you're hungry, head to your nearest Jersey Mike's, a great sponsor here at COC. Get the classic number 7 turkey and provolone. Do it on the rosemary bread. That's the best one in my opinion. Get a little guac on there as well. Maybe some spicy brown mustard. It's a good sandwich. Jersey Mike's a sub above. 26-24. Andrew Henderson back to the line for COC as we're done shilling things to you. Henderson 84% from the line this year. 111 foul shots made coming into the game today, which is top 20 in the nation, in the state. 1 for 1 from the line so far today, so make it 111 or 112. Give them 113. The Cougars lead by 3 at 27-24. Henderson, 10 points, 2 boards, an assist, 2 blocks, and a steal. Lewis inside, got doubled but made it count. So the Cougars back with a 1-point lead. Here's Menego inside Alfara. Lewis trying to swat it away from him. Now Alfara will try and work against him. And a travel going to be called against Alfara, as Lewis able to just tie him up enough. All right, Lewis is tough to handle down low. Alfara, a big body. Look at Jonah. 6'1". Probably sits 25, 230. I'd have to look at the COC roster. So there's Antelope Valley back to work. Henderson, another strip. Back up the floor, lost the ball, got it to Griffin, who was able to save it but threw it away. A little awkward there that time from COC. And a little showtime on the other end as Dakari Lewis gives Antelope Valley a 1-point lead, 28-27. Foul on Bagsick. Talking about the size between Lewis and Alfara. Alfara 6'5", 204, so I was giving him credit, way more credit than he deserves on the weight side. For Dakari Lewis, if we can get the Antelope Valley website to work. Is at the line is Barrientos for 1-1, misses the first short. For Lewis, 6'7", 200, so pretty close, but Alfara looks just a bit bigger on the floor, but Lewis very long, very lanky, very athletic, and very tough to handle. Has good vision on the floor as the Marauders work a 3-pointer for Fraser. It's a 4-point AVC lead, their largest of the day, as they go on a 5-0 run themselves right now. Cougars need to work themselves into a good offensive set with 1:45 to go here in the first half. Barrientos working off the screen. Foul line jumper is good. Nice shot from Barrientos. Very clean in rhythm. Cougars back within 2. There's Bagsick. Will drop to Daniels. Griffin right on him. Bagsick now. Barrientos swings over. Cougars kind of in a man-to-man. They get a takeaway as Alfara got a hand on it. Barrientos 1-on-3, dribbling through a bunch of bodies, dribbled it out off of himself. And it'll be Marauders basketball. And that's just kind of, talking about shot selection early with COC, with the Cougars. That time, same thing, and you don't expect it out of Barrientos to kind of put pressure on himself going 1-on-3 and turn the ball over, but that's exactly what he did. And that's just kind of got to settle yourself down. Still lots of time in the ball game. 60 seconds to go here in the first half. Bagsick with the ball, trying to slip Barrientos. Will drop it for Fraser, who had the 3 a few seconds ago. Now here's Daniels trying to work around Griffin. Got it to Fraser. 16-footer was short. Got his own rebound. Kicked it back towards Montana, who will get it back to Daniels. About a 10-second difference between the game clock and the shot clock, but Antelope Valley looks like they want to run it down. Daniels and Griffin right on him. That'll be a fun matchup as Griffin, a very good defender. Makes it tough on opposition, kind of a guy that the Cougars look to have locked down. Over and back violation called against Daniels. John Taylor wants a foul on Alfara for a body into Daniels. Said he pushed him back over. The official saying no, he got to that spot first. Which is interesting because it's not really the way it's worked. I know in hockey, which was what I grew up in, that's a clean play, but in basketball, that's generally going to be called a foul. But instead, the Cougars get the ball back, trailing by 2. 8 seconds to go, 7 now for Barrientos. Puts up a three-pointer for the lead. He got it with 3 seconds left, and that'll bring us to the end of the first half. The Cougars with a 32-31 advantage off of Dylan Barrientos' three-pointer before the end of the first half break. We'll step aside. Second half action when we come back here on the Cougar Sports Network. College of the Canyons wants you to get ready, reset, and go when it comes to your athletic future. With 17 intercollegiate sports programs to cheer for, opportunities for student athletes to learn, train, and compete, and a championship mindset that has produced state and national titles, College of the Canyons and the Cougar Athletics programs offer a great college experience. Get ready, reset, and go at College of the Canyons. Visit canyons.edu/schedule and cocathletics.com now.
At Jersey Mike's, we think no sub should be measured in inches long or seconds till served. A sub should be measured in moments. Time with friends. Lunch breaks unbroken. Every sub is a chance to be great. Every sub should ask the question, am I a sub or am I a sub above? Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
The future is yours. So let College of the Canyons help you get ready, reset, and go for it. Get ready for transfer, the workforce, or take your skills to the next level. Visit canyons.edu/schedule.
Meet Nigel Terry. In 2018, UCLA Health made him Laker for a day. Not because he beat cancer once, He beat cancer twice. He inspired us to push, to make the impossible possible. Because that's what Nigels do. And the world needs more Nigels. UCLA Health.
Getting that perfect slice is satisfying, fulfilling, and rewarding too. But we don't do it for fun. We do it for fresh. Slice to order makes a sub above.
Our sports medicine program here at College of the Canyons is meant to introduce students who are interested in some type of career in sports medicine. Most of my students are interested in careers as an athletic trainer, physical therapist, or orthopedic surgeon. So when they're done with our program, they will have their Associates of Science. Do you love sports? And do you take satisfaction from seeing someone go from injury all the way back to the sport that they love? Then this is a program you should definitely consider.
If our turkey had a resume, it would say it's 99% fat-free, filler-free, and raised without antibiotics. But our turkey already has its dream job at Jersey Mike's. Premium meat makes a sub above.
The future is yours, so let College of the Canyons help you get ready, reset, and go for it. Get ready for transfer, the workforce, or take your skills to the next level. Reset your career and get back to work quickly. Go to college for $46 per unit, 0 textbook cost class options, and apply for your share of financial aid. With convenient class times, flexible on-campus or online options, and free tutoring, the future is yours at College of the Canyons. Visit canyons.edu/schedule.
An entertaining back and forward first half as we get ready for what we hope will be the same in the second. 11 lead changes in that first half as the Cougars have a 32-31 lead after 20 minutes of play. Cougars 14 of 29, 48% from the floor, 2 of 6 from 3. Antelope Valley 10 of 26 from the floor, 38.5%, 2 of 9 from 3. The Marauders 10 trips to the line, made 9 of them. The Cougars 2 of 7 from the foul line. Rebound game pretty tight, 18-15 in favor of Antelope Valley. Turnovers about the same, Antelope Valley 8-6. Right, turnovers for Antelope Valley, 6 for COC, we should say, instead of 8-6. Cougars with 7 points off turnovers and just 5 for Antelope Valley. Cougars with 6 steals in the ball game, and a couple of blocks. Antelope Valley just 3 and 1. Kari Lewis leading the way with 13 for AVC. For COC, Andrew Henderson, Dylan Barrientos, both with 10. As the Cougars start with the basketball as we work in the second half, it'll be Gonzalez Arms, Andrew Henderson, Jonah Alfara, and Dylan Barrientos on the floor for COC. For AVC, Lewis, Bagsick, Daniels, Franklin, and Jones. It's Gerard Franklin, by the way, not Jaquay. As the Cougars with the ball, Gonzalez, who had a solid little start to the first half with 6 points, dishes it off. Works around to Henderson, 4 to shoot for Henderson. Steps back into a 3, strong and long, didn't hit the rim. Back the other way comes Bagsick off the rebound as we play on. Bagsick quiet in the first, just 2 points. Dumps it inside, Lewis wide open. Antelope Valley back with a 1-point lead, 33-32. So we pick up right where we left off on the lead change front. Alfara trying to draw a foul, didn't get it. Marauders don't get a shot on their way down, or a clean one on their way down. The Cougars back the other way. So back and forward, neither team successful here to start this first part of the second half. On a couple of trips. Henderson, nice move, slips a man. The Cougars back 34-33. As again, we continue to trade leads. Lewis now with 15, Henderson now with 12, as they've got each their team's buckets in the first part of this second half. It's just about 2 minutes in. Montana with a wild shot at the bottom of the backboard. The Cougars back the other way in transition, 4-on-2. Gonzalez trying to draw a foul, missed. Henderson able to come up with the ball. Tried to work his way back to the front of the court, could not. Antelope Valley gets a takeaway. Lewis able to go up and get one over the top of Barrientos. Tried to score in the foul, but missed on the layup. Drew the foul against Alfaro, will be his second. Dylan Griffin coming to the table to check back in. Lewis back to the line. He's been fairly successful from the line. 5 of 6. Just one bad-looking free throw that hit the front of the rim. Otherwise has led the way with 15. We didn't play last time out against COC. Evens us at 34 all. Trying to get into it here. Second is good, 35-34. Already the third lead change of this second half. 14th of the ball game. Barrientos with Daniels right on top of him. Trying to slip him here, and finally a foul called. Howard Fisher actually got up off the bench, threw his hands out to the side, asking for the foul. John Lewis not happy, or John Taylor. I keep saying John Lewis. John Taylor not happy with it. And John Taylor actually looks over and says, well, did you call it because Howard jumped up? The official says no. There were a couple of jersey clutches on Daniels that time, just his second foul. The Cougars go back to work. Here's Barrientos with the ball. Got it to Arms, 18-footer, no good. Too much on it. Missed it on the back side of the rim. Picked up by Malachi Jones. Trying to get it inside to Lewis. tipped away by Alfara. So they get it into Lewis, went right over the top of Alfara, then dribbled it off his own knee as Barrientos was right with him. Lewis actually looking for a foul call, didn't get it. It looks like he's gonna take off a patellar strap. Looked like he was bothering him here late, maybe came down off him. So stays a 1-point Antelope Valley lead, 35-34. Barrientos with the ball off the Alfara screen, dumps it off for Dylan Griffin. Griffin spinning inside the painted area, missed, got his own rebound, got it to Henderson who put it off the glass and missed too strong. 2 opportunities for COC, both created off some good work from Griffin and neither come up with a bucket. Bagsick sends it to Daniels, inside Lewis. Alfara laid over to get to him. Lewis able to bump down Arms. And then a foul called by, or excuse me, a timeout called by Taylor. 3-point advantage, 37-34. Antelope Valley out in front. It's just a 30-second timeout. Marauders on a 6-2 run to open here in the second half. 3 subs on the floor for Antelope Valley here. So they're trying to get Jaquay Franklin into the game, and he didn't get checked in at the table, so Dakari Lewis has to come back out. Lewis looks like he's a little uncomfortable, clutching at his back maybe a little bit. Barrientos trying to penetrate, kicks it back Arms. Wanted to send it over to Henderson, poked out by Malachi Jones. And now Franklin gonna come in, and yeah, Lewis he's uncomfortable. It's his low back, putting his left hand on his back as he walks off the floor. And now he's kind of bent over, doubled over in front of the bench, so Marauders will have to do it for a bit without him and his 19 points. Henderson inside, easy bucket. Cougars back within 1. Henderson starting to heat up a little bit with 14. Had 14 and 5 last time out against Antelope Valley. Lewis, good switch that time, and he makes a 2-handed slam dunk. A misdirection that time with Daniels. Got him a wide open, easy bucket. Jones now. That's just his first bucket of the ballgame. Cougars trying to get it into Henderson. Could not. It's Cougar basketball as it went out off of Jaquay Franklin here. Barrientos able to get it into Arms. 18-footer for Arms from the corner is good. Cougars back within 1. Quincy Arms, a nice little knockdown shot. Arms a couple weeks ago was the hero against LA Valley College in overtime. Hit a big 3, had back-to-back 10-point games, or has back-to-back 10-point games. That time Franklin on the inside gets it back to a 3-point lead. Cougars turn it over. Bagsick in transition. Barrientos knocks it out. De Ortega on. Quincy Arms sprints and sits down on the bench. I don't think I've seen anybody that excited to go to the bench, although I don't think Arms is excited to go to the bench necessarily. Just showing some hustle, trying to get his team fired up. 41-38 Antelope Valley in the league. Bags it, knocked out from behind by Barrientos. 3-on-2 for COC. Griffin drives, lays, and it didn't fall. Held up on the rim, but Griffin gonna go to the line for 2. So Griffin to the line for 2 shots, 67% on the year. First is good. Alfara off, Harper on. After the make from Griffin. Cougars in a full court press here. Antelope Valley able to pass out of it, but Daniels had the ball knocked away. Ball still loose on the floor, picked up by Henderson. Daniels and Barrientos both went down. Henderson going to be called for an offensive foul. Good job by Bagsick, able to keep his feet planted outside the restricted area, and just draws the offensive foul from Henderson, who was trying to bully his way into the paint. So the Cougars off the 2 makes, went into full court press. Now they'll fall into a half court defense. Bagsick, who's been quiet today, will drop it off for Daniels. Daniels with 9 will send it into the quarterback to Bagsick once again. Montano with 3 that's short, fell right into the lap of Dakari Lewis, who turns around with the right hand. Wanted to slam it home, but instead just popped it in. So Lewis now with 19. Remember, he didn't play last time these two teams met up at the Antelope Valley. Having a clear impact on the game today. Henderson off the screen, little misdirection, draws the foul, goes to the line. Foul gonna go against Malachi Jones. Gonna be Jones's second. First of 2 from Henderson, good. Henderson 2 for 2 from the line before the trip. Give him 15 points now as he's 3 for 3. Fraser back in, Jones off, Montano off, and Trey Hawkins back in. A lead larger than 4 in the ball game. It's been tight the whole way. Henderson makes both. Cougars back behind by a single point. They come back out in soft full court pressure, trying to trap. Marauders able to break it. Cougars need to fall back into their defense and find their spots, and they do. There's Daniels. Drops to Hawkins. Hawkins working against Ortega. Got it over to Fraser, working against Harper, spun up. That one goes for Lewis. As he's in danger of goaltending, but gets a little putback there. Lewis now with 21. It's the Cougars again trailing by 3. Barrientos will step into a 3 for the tie. No. Goes out off the end line, off the miss. Gonzalez up off the bench will take over for Barrientos here. (45-42), Antelope Valley in front. It's been all mostly on the back of Dakari Lewis, who looks on the inside once again and gets another bucket. Cougars do not have an answer for his athleticism on the inside. Lead is 5, largest of the day. There's Harper. Henderson, good bounce pass inside. Ortega waits his man, but misses on the layup. Griffin able to hustle to poke a rebound. They get it to Ortega, who misses on another layup again. That got Howard Fisher up off the bench in frustration. 2 open looks for COC, neither fall. And it looks like Jonah Alfara coming back into the game. Lewis with Henderson on him, kicks it back. Hawkins with 5 to shoot, misses a 3, well strong. Gonzalez back up the floor, waiting. Cougars get set. Griffin, baseline. Sends it far side, Henderson. Has to dribble drive, gets towards the glass, put it off the glass and in. Little Euro step that time from Henderson to get himself free. He's got 18 now in the ball game. It's 11:35 to go here in the ball game. Antelope Valley with a 3-point advantage. Daniels driving, dumps inside. It went between the legs of Lewis, came to Fraser, went to Bagsick, over to Hawkins, a 3-pointer from the other wing, and he missed it too long again. Same spot from the other side, though, and he missed it strong again. Cougars in transition. Harper, blocking foul called against Bagsick. Harper to the line for a pair. Second foul on Bagsick puts Harper at the line for a pair. Harper 0 for 2 and was not really close on his first 2 foul shot attempts today. Could use both here. To get you back into a 1-point game once again. It's a 1 possession game currently. Harper misses off the front. Montano back in. McQuay Franklin back in as Bagsick and Takari Lewis off the floor. Afara came in for Henderson. Harper misses the second, that time off the front of the rim. Antelope Valley comes down with the rebound, and it'll stay a 3-point game for the moment as the Marauders will work the basketball ahead. Daniels this time running the point. So it's been all on the back pretty much of Takari Lewis. 25 of the Marauders' 47 today. It's Montano fouled by Griffin. Fraser trying to get free down low. Little baby hook in the lane is good. Fraser now with 5 points. Lead back up to 5. Gonzalez diving on the floor, trying to call for a timeout and gets it. John Taylor wants an over and back, didn't get it. As they said, since the ball was deflected and pushed that way by a Marauder initially after the takeaway, it's a clean ball and it's a heads-up play by Jacob Gonzalez to get a timeout as he had the ball underneath him. So 30-second timeout. Quick little break and we'll go back to work. So Cougars with the basketball here. Marauders going to pressure the ball. Ortega gets it into Gonzalez. Cougars now with 10 to shoot. Gonzalez, good pass. Ortega draws the foul going into the air. Got Jaquay Franklin into the air with him. It's going to be the second foul on Franklin. We're taking to the line for a pair. Cougars getting to the line now need to make their foul shots or take a 72% on the season. Makes the first. Cougars 6 of 14 or 6 of 13 from the line. Three-point advantage once again for Antelope Valley, just about halfway through this second half. Nice reverse layup. Hawkins just takes Ortega off the dribble. Knows his man, beats his man. 5 points is the advantage again. Harper's pass inside goes in and out of the hands of Alfara. Transition opportunity for Antelope Valley, but a takeaway by Jacob Gonzalez. He wants to go in transition for COC. Got it to Harper, now to Alfara. Block extended, kicks back to Harper. Up to Gonzalez. Gonzalez, who had 6 early on, little stop and pop air ball. Alfara able to pick the ball back up. He'll go to work with 15. Kicked it back, Griffin. Griffin had it knocked out of his hand, but I think bounced it off his own leg at the same time. Turnover on COC. Quincy Arms back in to take over for Ortega. Barrientos and Henderson off the bench onto the floor. Harper and Gonzalez will join Ortega on the bench. Franklin back off the floor as Dakari Lewis comes back in for Antelope Valley. Fraser with the ball. Montano now to Bagsick. Bagsick has had a very quiet night. Not been able to do much. Got it to Lewis. Gets around Alfara, lays it in. Lewis now 27 in the ball game. Cougars back the other way to Henderson, get a bucket. In transition, so a quick bucket on each end. Lewis, what did we say? He's got 25, 27, 2 off his season high. Just 29 against Santa Monica. Offensive foul called against Trey Hawkins. Drawn by Dylan Barrientos, who looks a little uncomfortable here. But a good job by Barrientos to draw the charge. Looks like he's no worse for the wear. Henderson for COC with 20. Well off his season high, which was 32. Howard Fisher upset. The Cougars weren't getting into the right set. He's going to call a timeout. It's a full timeout, so we'll take a break. 8:36 to go, 53-48. Antelope Valley leading COC.
At Jersey Mike's, we think no sub should be measured in inches long or seconds till served. A sub should be measured in moments. Time with friends. Lunch breaks unbroken. Every sub is a chance to be great. Every sub should ask the question, am I a sub or am I a sub above? Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above. $53-48. Antelope Valley with the ball. Cougars to bring it in.
Marauders in a full court press here. The Cougars have had trouble with this, and it's a 5-second inbound violation on COC. Isaiah Ortega coming back in. I think he's gonna take over for Dylan Barrientos. Lewis is fouled. No, actually, excuse me. It's actually away from the ball. Luce Bagsick is fouled by Quincy Arms. Actually, it was on Isaiah Ortega they gave it to. Antelope Valley stays with the ball. Henderson trying to create a takeaway. COC basketball. Hollering from across the floor from John Taylor at the official all the way down in front of the COC bench. I thought it certainly went off of Dylan Griffin, so John Taylor has a superb argument, in my opinion, from up here, but obviously I'm not down on the floor, so I didn't see something. Maybe they said Dakari Lewis got a hand on it as it was coming out of play, or maybe because DeQuay Franklin caught it. And then a foul on the inbound on Malachi Jones. And we're in the bonus now, so it's a 1-and-1. So Henderson back to the line. 4 for 4 so far in 2 trips. Actually, I think 3 trips. This will be his 4th. First is good. Daniels up off the bench, getting to the table. Henderson misses the second short. Montano comes down with the rebound. Bagsick working ahead. Driving baseline, throws it way out high. Jones spins it inside. Fraser tied up by Griffin. Tie-up called. Arrow Antelope Valley. So it'll stay with the Marauders here. Daniels back in. Montano will come off. It's a 4-point Antelope Valley lead. Barrientos in to take over for Ortega. 8 minutes exactly to go. Marauders have worked well off inbound plays. This time they work it to Bagsick outside. He gets it to Daniels, guarded by Griffin. Griffin will stay tight on him. Daniels working towards the baseline, gets into the air, put one off the window and in. Thought he drew a foul but didn't get the call. Nonetheless, he made the bucket. 6-point lead here for Antelope Valley, so the largest for either side. Foul called on the Marauders. It goes against Lewis, as driving was Barrientos. Barrientos will shoot a pair. Dylan 0 for 1 his first trip to the line. Makes the first. Back and forward, pretty fun ball game here. Barrientos makes both. Back to a 4-point game. Cougars need to get some stops here. Haven't had an answer for Dakari Lewis inside. 2 off his season high of 29. Marauders taking their time along the perimeters. Daniels and Bagsick play catch. Jones was asking for it. Instead, Daniels with 5. Now works against Barrientos. Pops a little jumper, knocks it down. And now Daniels starting to heat up as Taylor will take a full timeout. 57-51, we'll take a break as well. So 57-51, Antelope Valley leading. 7 minutes to go in the ballgame. Cougars need to get busy here. Barrientos off the inbound, running against Daniels, stops his dribble, sends it over to Alfaro, who gets it back to Barrientos. Antelope Valley came out in full court press again. Cougars did a better job that time breaking it. Barrientos stopped his dribble, got it to Alfaro, who's been rather quiet today. Here's Arms. Little jumper, no. Alfaro gets the rebound. The putback is there for Alfaro. Just his second bucket of the ball game. Very quiet tonight. It's been Lewis and Daniels for Antelope Valley, 27 and 13. Combining for 40 points so far for ABC. Of their 57 as the Cougars get a stop. Henderson led the way for COC with 21. Ian Barrientos leading the way for COC with 33 as Alfaro maybe starting to get loose. 2-point game as Alfaro back-to-back buckets. Give him 6 now. All of a sudden it's 57-55. Bagsick working against Barrientos. Offensive foul for a push from Bagsick. That'll get Jafai Franklin back in there. It'll also get Josh Montano back in there to take over for Bagsick, who looks like he's a little uncomfortable, maybe an ankle bothering him. Drawn by Barrientos that time. Bagsick, nice little armbar to try and get himself loose. Cougars need to get the ball in. Baseball pass ahead. Henderson catches it underneath the basket. Tried to throw it to Griffin. Ball loose on the floor. Griffin keeps it alive. That's a hustle play from Dylan Griffin to keep that ball alive. And that's kind of what he brings to the floor night in and night out, why he's so valuable, despite the fact that he doesn't average quite a much on the offensive side. It's the Cougars a chance to get back to even here. Griffin with the ball. See if he can finish one off here. Travel going to be called. Instead, he's going to be called for a turnover. Still, the hustle play from Griffin, pretty solid to keep the ball for COC, and it just turns out that he can't do anything trying to spin in the paint. I think he thought he might draw a foul, was trying to lean back on somebody. Nonetheless, a turnover, so 57-55. Antelope Valley with the ball. Smith with the basketball. Put it on the floor. Franklin Blocking foul on Alfara. It's on the floor. I think Alfara might have had his heels on the restricted area. It's not a shooting foul, and it's only the 5th foul on COC. It's the 3rd on Alfara. Problem is the table, that's what the delay was. Table didn't put up the 5th foul. Everybody on the Antelope Valley bench was saying that's 5, and the table goes, well, the problem is I don't know who the foul's on. Howard Fisher not happy with the explanation from the official on the near side, said he pulled it. Maybe we go back to work. Foul on Henderson now. 2 quick fouls, so that breaks the Cougars' cushion. Henderson will pick up his 2nd, as he was a little too handsy with Malachi Jones. 6, so the next will put the Cougars at 1-1, or the Marauders at 1-1. Jones trying to get it to Daniels. Griffin right with him. Henderson just takes it away. Outlets Alfara sprinting ahead. Going to be fouled, trying to go up into the air. Montana going to be called for the foul. Going to be his first. It's going to send Alfara to the line. Jonah, who has been getting better from the line this year, but is 0 for 2 today. Just a 47% foul shooter on the season. Misses the first. Lewis back in, Jaquay Franklin back off. Alfara misses both. Arms able to come away with the offensive rebound. Barrientos, a deep 3, no good. An easy rip for Kalen Smith. Quickly outlets ahead, but throws it away as Lewis was trying to wait on it. It's going to create a turnover, and the Cougars are going to get the ball back. Barrientos in a 2-point ball game. Cougars in the plus, shooting 2 the rest of the way. Next foul on COC will put Antelope Valley in the bonus. Cougars will weave along the perimeter here. Barrientos back on the outside in the motion offense. Now we'll go in screen and roll. Just drives around a defender, goes high off the glass and lays it home. Or even at 57 all with 4:10 to go. Barrientos has 14 now. Daniels trying to leave for Hawkins. Foul by Arms. Hawkins to the line for 1-1. First trip for Hawkins today. Montano off, Bagsick back in. Bagsick makes the first. Second is there, not Bagsick, excuse me. Hawkins makes them both. Marauders back with a 2-point advantage and back in a full court press. Cougars need to work it ahead. Griffin gonna try and do that himself. Gets it across the timeline and dumps it for Barrientos. Right on top of the Cougar logo. – Motion offense again for COC. Try and loosen things up here a little bit. Get Antelope Valley moving. Barrientos, 5. Extra pass, Arms. Arms driving, needs to get it up, had it blocked. It's a shot clock violation on COC. Just took way too much time to get into an offensive set that time. Credit the Marauders, the full court press, and then the sticking with on the motion offense. So chance for Antelope Valley to try and extend it. Banks is gonna take time off the clock and walk it ahead. Broke the timeline with 1 to spare, dropped it off to Daniels, gets it up to Jones. Now over to Hawkins. Got it to Jones again. Jones inside Lewis. Lewis with 3 guys on him, put one up, didn't put anything off the rim. The Cougars get a takeaway. Henderson ahead, Barrientos with the ball, trying to even it back at 59, misses. Elfara couldn't come down with the rebound as Daniels took it right out of his hands. Daniels in transition, blocking foul, Arms, score it for Daniels. 4-point lead with a chance to make it 5 for Antelope Valley. Daniels makes the foul shot. 5-point lead. The timeout on the floor. .241 in a 5-point game. Daniels with a big burst just a moment ago. Now has 16 points in the ball game. He and Lewis running the ship for Antelope Valley. You look Fraser with 5, then Montano Hawkins with 4, Bagsick, Franklin, and Jones with 2. Smith Ponders and Jaquay Franklin have not scored today. For COC, Henderson and Barrientos leading the way 21 and 14. And then Gonzalez and Elfara with 6. Griffin, Arms, Manego, Ortega, Harper all with 2. Only Savory has not scored today, and he has not attempted a shot today. Only played 2 minutes in that first half. So out of the timeout, COC with the ball. And again, Antelope Valley in a full court press, and then Daniel's going to be called for a foul, trying to strip Barrientos, who will go to the line on what was a baseball pass from Elfara to break the full court press. Daniels didn't like it. So Barrientos for a pair. 2 for 3 from the line today. Makes the first. Justice Harper coming in, takes over for Quincy Arms. Cougars want some length on the defensive side. Barrientos' second is too strong. So 4-point lead now for Antelope Valley. 62-58. 2:20 to go. Daniels inside, Lewis misses on the first, got his own rebound, had it stripped out of his hands by Elfara. Cougars try to run transition the other way. Barrientos, high bounce, bounced it around Hawkins and laid it home. And it's back to a 2-point game. Barrientos now with 17. Cougars trailing by 2 minutes to go. 16th turnover on Antelope Valley on that last possession. Here's Jones. Lewis swings it corner. Daniels faked to three, now stops into a 16-footer and hits it. Pure shot from Daniels there. And it's really become the Daniels, Lewis, Barrientos, and Henderson show. It's Daniels now with 18 in the ball game. Here's Henderson for three, no. Easy rebound for Malachi Jones as he wipes it off the glass. A 4-point lead under 90 seconds to play. Mark it at 114. Marauders taking their time here. With a 4-point lead, Daniels into the corner. Jones misses on a three. Hawkins streaming through, missed, but Lewis, the putback, is there. 66-60, a two-possession game. Cougars will get a trying to see if I thought the Cougars might have called a timeout, but I think the clock never stopped on the bucket. Officials going to get together and talk about this here. It looks like they say the clock is now right. Doesn't matter how Fisher calls a timeout. 55.2, two-possession game. Cougars trailing by 6. So out of the break in a 6-point game. Cougars with the ball, inbounding from in front of their own bench. Arms will catch. Arms certainly in there because he can knock down threes. Will dump to Barrientos, who will just drive. High off the glass again. Elfara couldn't tip it in. Lewis comes away with the rebound. The Cougars need to foul. Can't as Bagsick runs right around him. Goes up for Lewis. Didn't get the lay-in, but he was fouled by Henderson and will go to the line. 36.1 left. Henderson, third foul. The Cougars one up in Antelope Valley. The Marauders trying to return the favor here, leading by 6. Chance to get it to a 3-possession game with 36 seconds left. First from Lewis is no good. Lewis has been great from the line today, 7 of 8 before that one. Misses on the second. And so it stays a 2-possession game. Cougars need to push, though, here. Can go for 2. Barrientos fouled. Barrientos to the line. 27.2 as the ball stops, so the clock stops. So now your free throws become ever more important, and Barrientos misses. 3 of 6 today from the line for him. The Cougars 12 of 23. That is why you trail by 6 right now. Second one is good. So a 5-point game. Daniels gonna bring it ahead. Cougars need to foul, don't. Daniels able to catch it back. Still they can't foul, and finally Alfaro reaches in, but 10 seconds taken off the clock, and you send Jonathan Daniels to the line, who so far today is 3 for 3. And on the year for Daniels, he's an 87.5% foul shooter, so not the guy you wanted to foul. 2 shots here makes it a 3-possession game with 17 seconds. First is good. Second is good as well. Cougars got to go quick. It's a 7-point game. Henderson, 10. Puts up a shot for 3, misses strong. Alfaro saves it, but that'll do the ball game. Griffin will miss a layup. And Antelope Valley will take it 68-61 over COC, so they return the favor after the Cougars beat them earlier this year on their home floor. They do the same. The Marauders now 11-14. The Cougars 12-13 on the season. Back and forward game was a pretty exciting one. Antelope Valley comes out on top. We thank you for joining us here on the Cougar Sports Network today. We hope you will join us tomorrow. Softball 12 and 2. COC Moore Park should be fun. Cougars playing some pretty good softball right now, as they'll be back in action here at Whitten Field. Thank you for joining us. Have a good rest of your Wednesday, everybody.